Week 14 in the books. And before I begin with this review, do not expect me to talk too much about the games that meant absolutely nothing, because I don't have time to talk about that shit. So let's get going, because I don't have time for this bullshit. Cowboys. Thursday Night Football. Cowboys defeating the Chicago Bears 41-28, and it was pretty much DeMarco Murray leading the whole damn thing. I believe the Cowboys had Cowboys had an insurmountable lead. Now, of course, the Bears tried to come back and shit like that, but of course they waited until the end of the third quarter to decide that they should have started the comeback. They should have done it at the start of the third quarter, not the end of the third quarter. Cutler threw 3 touchdowns. You be the fuck on that. And of course, Brandon Marshall out for the remainder of the season because of a couple of broken ribs and a collapsed lung, naturally. So I wish him a speedy recovery. Romo played efficient enough, but it was all DeMarco Murray. I mean, let's be realistic about it. Moving on, Vikings beating the Jets 30-24. Yes, this was an overtime. Teddy Bridgewater threw a game-winning touchdown pass. Percy Harvin scored a touchdown against his former team, but I believe he got hurt in that game as well. That's all I'm going to mention. By the way, Cowboys are 9-4, are now tied with Philadelphia once again. Chicago's fall to 5-8, and like I said, they're done. Jets fall to 2-10. Vikings improved to 6-7. Bridgewater, you could argue that he's the best rookie quarterback in this year's draft class. Moving on, Giants beating the Titans 36-7. Not going to go over that game. It's fucking garbage. All I'll say is that the Giants finally snapped their 7-game losing streak, and the Titans are on a 7-game losing streak. Thanks to that loss. Moving on, Rams blanking the Redskins 24-0. And I should have taken the Rams because I forgot because I forgot who the Redskins traded all those draft picks 2 years ago to. It was to the Rams. This is what happens when you trade Robert Griffin III. And Robert Griffin's injured or benched or whatever the fuck, and he might be starting again. Well, isn't that fucking great? Thanks to the Colt McCoy's neck sprain. But give the Rams props, their second shutout win in as many weeks. Moving on. Rams are 6-7. Redskins fall to 3-10. Ravens defeating the Dolphins 28-13. This was a close matchup. It was 14-13 for a while, and then the Ravens scored a couple touchdowns to end the game for them. Tannehill is still inconsistent, and it looks like the Dolphins are on the collapse again. So it might be time for me to bash Ryan Tannehill and bash the Dolphins again and Joe Philbin. And I know I'm flip-flopping, but Dolphin fans deserve it by me because, hey, I know it's just one Dolphin fan giving me shit, but you know what? I don't care if it's just one Dolphin fan. You're all gonna fucking suffer. Deal with it. But anyway, Ravens proven that they still can get the job done. Flacco again Flacco kind of an up and down game for him. How about Justin Forsett? I forgot to mention 1,000 yards rushing. Congrats to him. He's definitely a candidate for comeback player of the year. Ravens 8-5, Dolphins 7-6. Panthers blowing out the Saints 41-10. The Saints' worst home loss since 2003. At least by the margin of defeat, when the Colts came to town and kicked their fucking asses 52-21 or something like that. Whatever. Yeah. Wow. Expected better out of the New Orleans Saints. Not the fact that And it's not how they lost. It's not how the Saints lost. It's that they lost. They had no business losing to the Panthers at all. That being said, give credit to Cam Newton. And I was watching a video earlier this week, and someone said that the Panthers were going to give a performance to have people saying, "Where the fuck was that all year?" Well, guess what? He was right. Not going to mention his name, but he was right. That's all I'm going to say. And on a serious note, of course, as we all know, Cam Newton involved in a car accident Tuesday morning. And the good news is no life-threatening injuries. He's obviously not going to play against Tampa. He might not play again this year, period. I don't care if the playoffs are on the line or not. I mean, you're in the NFC South. Your health, Cam Newton's health is more important than winning some garbage division. But it's good. But at least Cam is okay, and hopefully hope for speedy recovery for him. Panthers improved to 4-8-1. Saints fall to 5-8 and have now lost 4 consecutive games at home for the first time since 1999. Moving on. Texans defeating the Jaguars 27-13. Arian Foster got going. J.J. Watt recorded 3 sacks. And the Jaguars. Blake Bortles is the worst quarterback in the 2014 draft so far. The only reason why I'm saying that is because Johnny Manziel hasn't played. Get the fuck out of here. Texans improved to 7-6. They're back over 500. And the Jaguars fall to 2-11. And are fucking garbage as usual. Steelers defeating the Bengals 42-21. This was actually a competitive game up until the second half. Le'Veon Bell, once again, over 200 yards from scrimmage. That is his 3rd straight game now with 200 yards from scrimmage. Last running back to do that, the late great Walter Payton. Big Ben throwing 300 yards. I believe the first quarterback to do that in the Bengals' home building since 1995. Since Neil O'Donnell? Who the fuck is Neil O'Donnell? Steelers getting a much-needed win. That's all that matters. Steelers improved 8-5. Bengals fall to 8-4-1 and are now only half a game ahead of the Steelers and the Ravens. There's where that tie kills you sometimes. There's where that tie kills you. Colts defeating the Browns 25-24. And this was a shocking game. Trent Richardson played like shit, and now you know why the Cleveland Browns traded him only 17 games into his career. And now you know why his career is in question. Andrew Luck Andrew Luck, you could nickname him Andrew Suck for at least the first half of the game, but that was the first half. The Browns were rolling. But the thing was, though, the Browns and Brian Hoyer, who finally is benched in favor of Johnny Manziel, Hoyer could not sustain a drive at all. The only reason why the Browns were scoring 24 points is because of defense. That's all there is to it. And the other touchdown was a really short drive. Just simple as that. But T.Y. Hilton catching 2 touchdowns, if I'm not mistaken, including the game-winning touchdown with only seconds left to go. So Andrew Luck, once again, comes from behind against the Cleveland Browns. Now, I'm going to give Mike Pettin credit because he got this team to 7-6. I think Pettin's a damn good head coach. This Cleveland Browns team, I know Brown fans are going to say they're talented. No, they're not fucking talented. They're not that fucking talented. Okay? So yeah, give Mike Pettin some credit there, because they're 7-6 with obviously not the best roster in the NFL. I mean, one of the worst. So just imagine if they build on that. Just imagine if they developed the players that they have. That's all I'm going to say about that. Colts improved to 9-4. Another winning season for the Colts. What a shocker. And the Browns fall to 7-6. And the Brian Hoyer era was over. I'm surprised it lasted this long, to be perfectly honest with you. But that was because Brian Hoyer was actually playing decent. And then the Jaguars happened, and of course, we all know what happened after that. He didn't play. He wasn't the same quarterback. Lions defeating the Buccaneers 34-17. Much needed win for the Lions. Just due to the fact of what happened last year, when Stafford threw some god awful interceptions against the Buccaneers. And of course, Josh McCown played like shit, which is a good thing, of course, because it's always a great day when the Buccaneers lose another game, because their fans are fucking jackasses too. Just one fan gave me shit when I on my Buccaneers fucking suck video because he didn't like what I had to say. Well, you started it with the Buccaneers suck, so because I spoke the truth about your football team, that means you get to give me shit. Fuck you. And like I said, I don't care if it's one fan, all Buccaneer fans will suffer. Fuck you. That's all I'm going to say about that. Calvin Johnson got going again. And how about that one nice touchdown reception by Joyke Bell after the ball was batted in the air and it landed Joyke's hands and into the end zone for the touchdown. Always enjoyed that. Lions improved to 9-4. Bucks fall to 2-11. Moving on. Broncos defeating the Buffalo Bills 24-17. Broncos. Peyton Manning's touchdown streak ends at 51. You know, he played 51 games, throwing at least one touchdown pass. Credit Buffalo. I told you that Buffalo defense was fierce. 0 touchdown passes to 2 interceptions. I don't think Buffalo could do anything on either one of those interceptions. You know? Because Buffalo's offense stunk. I mean, they got going, but it was late in the game. It was already when the game was too late. I mean, it was 24-17, but it wasn't that close. I mean, let's get the fuck out of here with that. Denver, another 10-win season for them. Their third straight 10-win season. Buffalo falls to 7-6. Denver's still in first place in the AFC West, of course. Still hold the number 2 spot. More on that later. Okay, here we go. Cardinals defeating the Chiefs 17-14. The Cards are gonna make the playoffs. I mean, I'm gonna stop the bullshit now because I'll get to the reason why later, but I will say this though, there were a couple of bullshit calls in that game against the Kansas City Chiefs. Especially that one catch by Kelsey, which was later ruled a fumble after the Cardinals challenged the play. The thing was though, there was no visual evidence to overturn that call. And people can say, well, it's because New York has better footage than what you're seeing on television and blah blah blah. Oh, shut the fuck up! Just shut the fuck up. Quit sucking the NFL's cock and just. I'm tired of this shit. Then show us the fucking plays then. What? That's right. That's the thing. The NFL just wants us to be idiots again. That's all the fucking bullshit is. Fucking bullshit. That being said, Kansas City had a chance to come back. Had a chance to stop the Cardinals, and they couldn't. Good news, though, is the Cardinals missed a couple field goals, so it wasn't all that bad. But the Cardinals still won in this, and that is bad. I mean, get the fuck out of here. All I'm gonna say is, yes, the Chiefs could have stopped them, but it's kind of hard to stay. It's kind of hard to do that when the referees are not on your side. I mean, that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Cardinals 10-3, still hold the number 1 spot in the NFC, and the Chiefs fall to 7-6. They're done. Raiders defeating the 49ers 24-13. Fuck you, San Francisco. Up your fucking ass. What was that? What the fuck was that? Did you take some of the Raiders LSD or whatever after the Raiders celebrated their first victory? Because what the fuck was that? No excuse to losing to the Oakland Raiders. I don't give a fuck if it was in Oakland. That being said, how about the Oakland crowd the past 2 home games? They've been really into it. I mean, I hope the Raiders stay in Oakland. My concern is the stadium leases and all this fucking bullshit. But the 49ers, you fucking blow. No excuse to losing to the Raiders. I don't care what it is. You probably, like I said, you brought the Raiders heavy drugs because they were good shit, and that's why you lost 24-13. And now Jim Harbaugh, and now once again, the Jim Harbaugh questions by the media will start to pop up again after the Niners lose. Isn't that how it works? Well, and it wouldn't surprise me if the 49ers come back and beat the Seahawks in Seattle. I mean, anything can happen in the National Football League. Speaking of which, let's go there now. By the way, Niners fall to 7-6 and are in big trouble. Raiders get their second victory of the year. Seahawks defeating the Eagles 24-14. Game wasn't even that close. Good game though, good game by the Seahawks though. Russell Wilson threw some nice passes, especially that one on it was a long yardage situation in the first half. Avoiding a sack, avoiding a pass rusher and then throwing the ball down the field and getting the first down. Tell me why Wilson's not a good quarterback again. I'm a little confused. Just saying. Sanchez went back to typical Sanchez. Now I remember why I turned on Sanchez 2 years ago. And the Seattle Seahawks defense played good, obviously, but come on, 10 of 20 for 96 yards, inexcusable. He did throw 2 touchdowns, but the only reason why the Eagles had a lead is because of the Seahawks punter. Did not handle the ball properly. You know, that was an easy touchdown. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're the Seahawks or the Jaguars. You're going to give up a touchdown in that area. Just simple as that. But the Seahawks responded nicely. The third quarter was awesome. That's all I'm going to say. All right, in the Sunday night game, the Patriots defeat the Chargers 23-14. Patriots were down 14-3 at one point. Then the rest of the way they scored 20 unanswered points. Yeah, the Chargers were looking good early on, and then reality set in that it was Belichick versus Mike McCoy, and of course Tom Brady's still one of the best quarterbacks in the game. How about Julian Edelman catching the game-sealing touchdown in the fourth quarter? After that, the Chargers couldn't do jack diddly shit. Patriots are 10-3. Chargers are 8-5. I should have taken the Patriots because, and I said it last week, that Phillip Rivers plays better on the road than he does at home. Whatever. It seems every time the Broncos win, the Patriots tend to win as well, and vice versa. Take your pick on the vice versa, but yeah, because the Patriots win, they still hold the number 1 seed in the AFC. All right, and last up, the Packers defeating the Atlanta Falcons 43-37. I was very impressed with how much fight the Falcons had. Yes, it was too little, too late. But I liked what they did. They didn't quit. That's the thing. It's one thing to lose, but if you're not fucking stepping up and quit and playing, and you're just laying an egg throughout the entire game, yeah, that's when fans get pissed off, and that's when fans get upset. I mean, get the fuck out of here. That's why I got fucking pissed at my Broncos in Super Bowl 48 last season. How am I supposed to be proud of a team that laid a fucking egg? I mean, that's why. Whatever. But anyway, Matt Ryan, huge night for him. Wasn't enough. Julio Jones was having a huge night as well. He would have had a bigger night had he not gotten injured, knocked out of the game. But of course, the story of the night was once again Aaron Rodgers, Eddie Lacy, and Jordy Nelson. Jordy Nelson, you could argue that he has emerged as one of the best receivers in the National Football League. He was definitely one of the most underrated receiver in the National Football League. A lot of that has to do with the fact because of Donald Driver and Greg Jennings throughout most of his career. And Jordy Nelson, 7 touchdown catches of more than 40 yards, which is an NFL record. Yeah, the guy's that damn good. It helps to have Aaron Rodgers, but, give me a break. Do we not remember what happened last year? Jordy Nelson didn't have Aaron Rodgers throughout most of the season, and he still played pretty damn good. I mean, so get the fuck out of here. He's not just a systems receiver. Packers improved to 10-3, still hold the 2nd seed because the Cardinals won. But whatever there. And let me start off with the Cardinals. The reason why I mentioned that, why it was a bad call on that Kelsey fumble, even though there was not enough evidence to overturn, is because the Chiefs were this close to at least tying the game at 17. I mean, that was a crucial play, and all of a sudden they get this dumbass fucking referee. I remember this motherfucker. He refereed the Packers-Bears game when it was I don't know how many degrees below or whatever. He must have had that. His brain must have still been frozen or something, because he still had that stupid look on his face. After reviewing the play, it's been ruled a fumble. Cardinals ball. Or some stupid like, oh, what the fuck? That's where it's like, oh, what the fuck, man? That's where I got pissed off. And I don't like it. I normally don't agree with people saying that the NFL is fixed and rigged or staged, whatever the fuck you want to call it, but you could make an argument this year. It's not just the Cardinals game. It's not just the Cardinals-Chiefs game. It was the Chargers-Broncos game as well, early on in the year. By the way, the Broncos face the Chargers this coming week in San Diego. Not going to tell you who's going to win the game yet. It's been one of those years. Now, granted, there have been rumors of NFL fixing games since 2000. Some even say it's been further than that. It's been, But anyway, and then how about the NFC South? How garbage is the NFC South? I mean, I mean, the 4 worst teams. I mean, the best of them is Atlanta. That's pretty fucking sad. And they're not even that good. You know, the Saints, major disappointment. Everybody had them going to the Super Bowl, right? Well, they're now 5-8 as well. Losing to the Panthers. No excuse. Losing to the Carolina Panthers. Once again, Cam Newton. Hope he. Wish him a speedy recovery. Hopefully he can come back strong. But and the Panther and of course the Buccaneers. A lot of people had the Buccaneers making the playoffs too. Like, what the fuck did people see besides a group of talented individuals like Levante David and Gerald McCoy and Vincent Jackson? Granted, I like Mike Evans. I actually like Mike Evans. But, you know, that's it as far as talent goes. You know, you still have to play as a fucking team, and that's what the Buccaneers have not been able to do. And now, and that's mostly because of uncertainty at the quarterback position. Thanks to Lovie Smith's dumb fuckery. Like, come on. This is ridiculous. But let's get to the AFC. But let's get to the rest of the playoff picture. Again, the Cardinals, by hook or crook, mostly crook, but by hook or crook, still the number 1 seed. Hopefully it ends tomorrow. But, you know, like I said, the Packers, they're looking really good. Eagles, they're starting to show some flaws a little bit. You know, Sanchez, once again, back to typical Mark Sanchez. You know, Seattle Seahawks, they're right back on track. As I mentioned, still, as far as I'm concerned, still the team to beat in the NFC West until the Seahawks are no longer in playoff contention. And the Niners, they're in big trouble at 7-6. What the fuck is going on? Then you've got the NFC East, the Cowboys. Let's stop. The reason why the Cowboys will make the playoffs, and I think they will make the playoffs, is mainly because of what they're doing. They're running the football. People have been arguing the past couple years anyway that they're not running the football enough. Now, a lot of that has to do with the fact that DeMarco Murray has been fumbling the ball a few times. He fumbled the ball off an awful lot this season. But whatever. Then you've got then switching gears, AFC. Start with the AFC East. Dolphins looks like they might collapse again. You know, Buffalo. Who knows what is up with them? And the Jets, they're garbage. Patriots, they're going to be the number 1 seed. I don't see the Patriots losing another game this year. At least another regular season game. And the Steelers, well, kind of hard to figure them out. They'll lose to the garbage teams, but they'll beat the good teams, you know. And then you got the Cincinnati Bengals. Totally different story altogether. You got the Baltimore Ravens as well. Interesting team. Still, and, you know, those 3 teams still have a shot at winning the AFC North. And the Browns finally benching Brian Hoyer, which fine, because I actually want to see what Johnny Manziel can do. Let's go. 3 games left in the year. That's been their plan for the get-go. AFC South, Texans, surprisingly, still in the playoff race. Hanging by a thread, though. The Colts 9-4. They'll still clinch the South. Get the fuck out of here. And that's all I'm going to mention there. And the AFC West. Broncos, they'll probably clinch the AFC West again. Chargers, who knows if they'll make the playoffs. I'm still iffy on that shit. Chiefs, they're done for sure now. Holy shit. They're done for sure. Like I said, yes, the Kansas City Chiefs may have gotten screwed off a few plays, but you know what? The Chiefs still had a chance to win. So I'm not going to blame the referees for the loss, for the KC loss either. The Chiefs still had a chance to come back. So yeah, Cardinals, congratulations. You're making the playoffs. I see no doubt. There's no doubt in my mind now, unless you really collapsed and left the Niners somehow use that Raiders loss as motivation for the final 3 games. So, till next time, later, fuckers.